Hello everyone, welcome to the first video available for everyone interested in HAZE and thanks for visiting the Patreon page. Here you're gonna find lots and lots of stuff like this, uh, like I wouldn't call them like sketches, but it's just me trying to share with you what's the process I'm working with for making this comic book. Uh, I, I was thinking this is like the fourth time that I started this recording. It's really hard for me. I'm not much of a talker, at least not just sitting here all by myself watching this video about all this stuff that I did. So, well, I'm gonna try to tell you a little bit about this page. I hope that by now you guys already read the comic book. I hope you liked it, and I hope that's the reason that you are here watching this with me. So. This is the first one. I picked this page to make it available for everyone because it has a little bit of everything that I did with these pages. The original art is actually made in regular paper and inked with brushes and quills and technical pens and stuff like that. But sometimes, as you can see right now, I'm just not happy enough with the end result. It really took me a while to figure out the right way for the face, something that really left me feeling satisfied and happy with the result, because I think that when I did the original page on paper, I think the face was, I think it was good enough. I think I was really pleased with the result. But sometimes, I know if this happens to you, if you are into drawing or making something, like I think it applies to everything. You finish working on something and you're pretty pleased with the result, but a few days go by, or maybe months, maybe even years, and when you look at it again, it's just not as good as you remember. So you can see all the little tweaks and things that I shift during the course of me working on this page. Basically, what I was hoping for, it was just like making the gray tones for the pages. But whenever I encounter something that doesn't feel right, I'm not completely happy with it, I just work over the page. But now I'll do it on the iPad. I'm working. Well, I'm sure you can tell that I'm working on Procreate. I think it's like the best for everything. I was for many years I was a Photoshop guy, but in the end, just paying for the software each month and having to buy all these other applications when I'm actually not using them, it proved to be too much for me. So when I finally got the chance to own an iPad and then get Procreate, I mean, I was completely hooked on the way you can work, on how easy it is. Of course, there are some features from Photoshop that I sometimes miss. I'll show you one in some of the pages, especially like filters and blending modes. I think that would be what I miss the most about it. But man, it really took me a while to to come up with the right face. I mean, I was really desperate, you know. I think that one looked really pretty to me, but it didn't make me feel the emotion I was going for, you know. She had to be surprised and intrigued at the same time. And in this drawing, she seems like she's like suffering or something, you know. I think it's because of the way I drew the eyes, but anyway, so I work on. I was telling you I work on Procreate for the Graytones, and by the time I got to the probably the fifth or the sixth page of the first issue, I was able to get enough money to get some True Grit brushes. If you're into digital art and all this kind of stuff, I'm sure you know about True Grit. You probably seen their ads on your Instagram. Yeah, that's funny because for a moment it seems like I'm happy with the result, but no, I'm not. And then I had to go back again. Man, it was so hard. But anyway, that's the reason why I chose this video especially to make it the first one available for you guys, because you can see it even when I'm on the late stages of working on the page. I still don't feel it's done. Now I really understand when everyone says that you don't finish your projects, you just abandon them, and I feel that's totally true, because as you can see here, it's hard for me to let go. It's hard for me to let go if I'm not happy with the result. So I had to keep on grinding and grinding until I found the face that I was looking for, the right expression. You know what worries me the most is that I even had a picture of myself making the face that I wanted to draw with the right expression and everything, but I just couldn't nail it in, like, from the picture to the actual page. There was something missing, and I wasn't able to find it until very late in my very different and several approaches to the page. But anyway, so I was telling you about Procreate and about the True Grit markers. I made myself my own bundle. Like, you can choose from the options that they have there. You can either buy a bundle that they're offering, or you can create your own, which I think it's great. This is by no means like a paid announcement or anything. I just want you to know what I'm working with. So I got the rusty nib. I think that's it, the name of the brush package, rusty nib, and the other one is oh man, I can't remember, but it's the one that it's the one that has the markers. They look like Copic markers or Chartbook. They look amazing. I got those, and I got the halftone package too, and another, and it was, I think it wasn't expensive at all. I mean, if you think about all the stuff that you get, I mean, you get all the brushes, and you get in the halftone package, they include like this table where you can see exactly how you have to mix your different halftones to make all the colors that you want to make. So it's really great. They have tutorials and lots of resources if you get the package. I think that's the face. That I did like. I hope it is. I really hope it is, because I'm liking the result as I'm watching now. I think that's the one. Oh man. It's just ridiculous. I think that was the one. Oh well, now you can see I'm like going through the basic shapes of everything, just laying the flats for grays. I usually desaturate the entire page. I don't know if you can work in Procreate and like have your picture just in grayscale. Like in Photoshop, you can have your picture in CMYK, and you can have it in RGB, and you can have it in grayscale, and I'm not sure if you can do that on Procreate, but I did. I just scanned the pictures. Oh, that's another thing. I made some stupid mistake because I forgot to. Well, I didn't forget. It was more like every time I started a new page, I just duplicated the first one, because if you remember, the first one was really easy to figure out. It's just like these 9 black panels with nothing else to do. So when I got that page right, and I mean the size and the resolution and everything, when I got everything right, I just duplicated that page and started working on the new page in the duplicated file. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm getting this to you right, but you have your file in Procreate. So what I did was like duplicate, and then I started working there the new page. So in every one of the time-lapse videos that I exported, every single one of them began with everything I did for the first page, which was just exporting the picture and then tweaking the curves, the saturation and the brightness and lightness, and that's the first step that I take with the page. I just like import the scanned work. I'm actually gonna have all the pages scanned in with no alteration whatsoever, available for you guys, so you can see them on probably on a file or something. I still haven't figured out how Patreon works, so I still have lots and lots to do, but I want to give you access to how those pages actually look when I'm done with them, and then I get them scanned, and then I import them to Procreate, and that's where I start working. If you go back in this video to the very first frame of the video, you're gonna be able to see, like, maybe just for 1 or 2 frames, split second, you're gonna be able to see how the original scan page looks with no alterations. So basically I was working with the regular round soft brush, the one that looks like an airbrush. I was working with that one, but when I got the True Grit package, I started working a lot with the markers, the ones that look like Copics. I started working with those, and that's how I approach most of what I do here. You can see there that when I'm not happy with the result, I just go back with a regular brush. I just pick the basic tone that I have for the flat gray, and I just cover it all over and then start again. I think it's easier for me just to do it that way. I don't have an iPad Pro. It's just an iPad Air, so I don't have much space on the iPad. So I try to keep every page with as minimum layers as possible. That's one of the things that I'm always wondering, how many layers do these guys use? Well, I'll tell you, I use like the first one where I go with the flat gray, very soft gray, and then I start making like maybe 2 or 3 new layers just for the shadows and the highlights. But I keep the blending modes in multiply, so they have no variations in among each layer. There's no variation on each layer. So then when I'm happy with the result, I just flatten those layers and I go back to the next panel. And I probably just start with sometimes I work with one with one layer and start just painting over that one, and other times I would just create a new one for the darker tones. But in the same one I would work with the dark and the mid tones and some highlights. But then you can see that I'm adding some extra lights, like some sort of ambient light. It gives you this foggy feeling on each panel. You can see it right there in front of Scout as he's grabbing his cap and saying hi to the doctor. You can see that I have this soft haze, for lack of a better word. I have this soft haze on him. And that one, I would do that one on a different layer, and the blending mode would be actually normal. So I can make the light as hard or as soft as I want, just moving the opacity bar, but I don't necessarily have to put other things on that layer. There's just one specific layer for my highlights, which is probably it's also the one that you see like cutting through the first panel, and it's also the light that you see behind Dr. Christine on the third panel. Those are always made on a separate layer. So I keep the grays in multiply, and I keep the highlights in normal blending modes. I also wanted to show you guys this picture because here, as you can see, I'm working on some pictures behind Scout, and those pictures, the ones that you can see on the first panel, those are very important for the story. I've been working on this for so long that every little thing that I've learned and found, I've been working to manage one way or another to bring it inside the story and be meaningful. So all those 3 pictures that you have there, the first one is it's a Rorschach stain, and that one I did it myself because I wanted it to remind you of something, but not for it not to be so obvious. So I did that one myself. I'm gonna make sure I also share with you that the video on how I made it on Procreate, but also the scanned pages of the splatters that I made right here at my house. And the other 2 pictures are also important. I'm not gonna tell you right now what they are. Some of you probably can tell already. And I think that's it for now. We are about to wrap this up. So thank you guys for dropping by. I hope you find this at least entertaining, and see you next time for another video. I hope you follow the page on Instagram and Twitter, and also if you have a chance to support me working on this. I would very much appreciate if you can become a backer on Patreon. If you can, don't worry, you still get a chance to read HAZE whenever it's done.